Seventh-day Adventists have a very, very intense missionary program all over the world. And so I called the Alumni Association in Washington, D.C., and they knew of me, and because I had been on the faculty for a long time. And I asked them about going to a certain area. And the first trip we took was where to?
Amazon.
It was Amazon. And they said, by all means, we'd be happy to act as your host and please visit our missionary stations. So we headed for the Amazon. One night there was a knock on the door, and there was a little girl, about 8, who began to speak in a very agitated way to the missionary's wife. And the missionary's wife turned to me and said, "We have to go into the jungle, and this is late at night." I said, "Why?" She says, "Her mother is delivering her 6th child, and she's been in labor for 2 days, and she cannot deliver the child, and they are very, very fearful of what's going to happen." And I thought to myself, what am I going to do? I haven't delivered a baby in 30 years. I don't know how to deliver a baby. I don't know where it's going to be. I don't know who it's going to be. I also know that if I end up with a dead baby, Mommy and I can end up with a spear in our backs. So I said, okay. And we went into the jungle. Now this is late at night. The jungle's pitch black. And all of a sudden we came to a small clearing, there was a hut that was on stilts and on a platform. I walked up to the edge of the platform and looked inside, and there was the mother, and the missionary sat her right in front of me. And these people wear what is known as a kushma. And she took this kushma and covered her legs completely. So whatever I had to do blind. I decided I had to do a rectal. And I put on 2 pairs of gloves because I didn't know what I'd be hitting. And I went under the kushma. I lifted it up, and doing it blind, I went toward the vagina and then moved over toward the rectum, and she grabbed my arm. Thinking to herself, what is this idiot doing? And she pulled me away. And I told the missionary to tell him.
She thought you were lost.
I was lost. Look, he thought I was lost. So I told the missionary, tell her that I'm not lost. I know where I'm going, to leave me alone. So he gave me this look. I'll never forget it. She turned her head to the side. She gave me this quizzical look. What is this idiot doing? And she let my arm go. I did a rectal, and which was probably the first rectal ever done among those Indians. And when I did the rectal, I felt that the head was right down where it belonged, which made it very difficult to understand why she hadn't delivered. So I pulled on it, I pinched it, I tugged it. I couldn't break the amniotic sac. And I realized this is why she couldn't deliver. And I realized the only way she would deliver is if I broke that sac. So I took the tweezers, put it between my fingers, aimed over the baby's head to puncture the sac. The worst that I can do was hit the baby's head, but that's my business. That's something I know how to handle. The baby I didn't know how to handle. So I as soon as I went through the amniotic sac, water poured out, the amniotic fluid poured out, the baby began to move, and within 30 seconds, the baby began to be delivered. As the baby delivered, it was all done, this is all done just by touch, under the kushma, because I couldn't see what was going on. The baby came out, I pulled the baby out from over the kushma, I gave the baby to the mother, wrapped it up, and
It was a little boy.
a little boy, and that was it. The following morning, I was very, very disturbed.
We were curious.
I was very curious. Where were we? What did we do? Who were these people? How did it come out? What was the baby like? What was the mother like? So the missionary's wife knew where to go. She brought us back. And there was the husband standing on this platform. I looked in, and there's the mother holding the baby and smiling at me. And the father looked down on me and he said, "May I have the honor of maybe naming my baby after you?" So I said, I was flabbergasted. I was overwhelmed. It was so momentous. So I said, by all means. So the baby is named Miltono.
Milt is the only Jewish godfather of an Amoeshe
Indian
baby in the headwaters of the Amazon.